My name is Oliver Westmoreland. I am an IC registered level 3 immigration advisor and I am senior immigration lawyer at GSN Immigration. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you can continue to watch our extremely interesting videos about UK visas and immigration advice. Today's topic is perhaps a slightly obscure one, the high potential individual visa. The requirements are very narrow. There are probably quite few people in the world who will qualify for this. First thing is, you must have got a degree qualification from an eligible university. This will not be a British university from somewhere else in the world. The Home Office has published a list of those universities which qualify. A lot of them are in the US, some of them are in China, some of them are in Europe, some of them are elsewhere, Japan, Australia, Singapore. If you hold a degree qualification from one of these universities, could be bachelor's degree, master's degree or doctorate, you may be eligible to apply. You can apply inside the UK or from outside the UK. This degree qualification must be no more than 5 years old, very important. You can apply for leave. You may be granted either 2 years or 3 years leave, depending on the level of your qualification. If it's a undergraduate or graduate degree, you get possibly 2 years. If it's a doctorate, you could get 3 years. No extensions are possible. This is a once in a lifetime visa application. It does not lead directly to settlement. However, looking on the bright side, you can work, you can run a business, you can be self-employed, you can do anything legal pretty much. There is an English language requirement, but let me be clear, possible that your degree might not have been taught in English. I mean, if you study at an American university, probably you might have been taught in English, but other places maybe not. Doesn't matter. The thing is that you hold the degree. But there is an English language requirement, which needs to be satisfied in one way or another. It could be because you're a national of a country which is deemed to be a majority English-speaking country. Could be because you've passed an English language test. Could be that your degree was taught in English and you can get your qualification can be verified by an organisation which is now called ECTIS, which is the replacement for UK NARIC. ECTIS can do two things. First of all, ECTIS must certify that your degree is of sufficiently good standard. It doesn't matter that the university is good. ECTIS must certify that it's sufficiently good standard. They don't have to verify the university. Because the university is on the list, it doesn't need to be certified, but they must certify the qualification. And if you're relying on the degree qualification to satisfy the English language requirement, ECTIS can certify that as well. So both of these things are possible. But in every case, ECTIS must certify that the degree meets the standards of a British university degree. You're going to say to me, what does this visa do? Good question. It doesn't lead to settlement. You can be here for 2 or 3 years, but no more. What does it do? Well, I suppose that the answer to this is it can be a bridge to something else. You can certainly switch from high potential individual visa to something else, skilled worker visa, even to something else. It is no more than a bridge, but it gives you 2 or 3 years. I mean, for some people, they might have got a nice degree from a nice university. They'd like to be in the UK. UK universities do not qualify. Now, if you had a degree from a British university, you might switch to a graduate visa. That's a different thing. This is for people who do not have qualification from a British university. They would like to come to the UK, maybe set up their life, set up their career. It gives you 2 or 3 years to set something up, to gain experience, and possibly to switch into something else, but you have to switch. If you don't switch within 2 or 3 years, you're in difficulties. Do you have any questions about this, Mr. Shaw? It's an fairly unusual scheme, I would say.
Yes, indeed. I would like to ask how to know who may qualify for 2 years visa or who may qualify for 3
If you
years
have
visa?
a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you can qualify for 2 years leave. If it's a doctorate, it could be 3 years leave.
Great. And does this visa allow the applicant to bring dependents?
Yes, it does. Partners, minor children.
Great. And you mentioned this visa is like a bridge visa, so the one who's holding the visa can potentially be employed, self-employed.
Employed, self-employed, run their own business, anything legal they can do.
Great. Okay. It doesn't lead to settlement, but
No.
it can be switched.
Well, it doesn't lead to settlement, but as always, potentially it could be part of a 10 years route to settlement, 10 years continuous lawful residence, but in itself it doesn't lead to settlement.
Great.
Let's say, for example, you've done 2 or 3 years on this visa. You might have switched in the UK from something else. This is possible. You might switch to something else. So it could potentially be part of a 10 years route to settlement, 10 years continuous lawful residence.
Sure. We will definitely include the list the government has published with the name of the universities.
Yes, and it's quite complicated because it changes over time. You must look at the right time. Now, the degree qualification must not be more than 5 years old. You must look at the right time to make sure that was an eligible university at that moment.
Sure. It could be quite tricky to keep an eye. It's
Yes.
probably best to make sure.
Just to get a
you
good
check
lawyer
all
to
the
do it for you.
points. Exactly. Perfect. And one needs to have a degree. Anyone holding a diploma from the university wouldn't qualify.
No, it needs to be a degree qualification.
Okay. And I understand that ACTES is also compulsory, can't submit without them.
There are two things. In every single case, ECTIS needs to certify that the degree is good enough. In other cases, ECTIS might need to certify that it can serve as an English language qualification to satisfy the English language requirement. It can do either of those, or it can do both of those perhaps, but in every case, ECTIS must certify that the degree is sufficiently good standard, like a British degree.
Great.
That may be counterintuitive, because you think a good university, it wouldn't be a problem, but that is what the rule says.
Wow, great. And are there any requirement to show any amount of money savings in your bank?
Yes, the main applicant has to show that they hold funds in their bank account of at least £1,270, and it must have been held for 28 days. If there are dependents, they must show an extra amount.
Great. Going back to the information you gave about switching into this visa from inside the UK, can someone who may already be on a graduate visa in the UK switch to this visa?
Probably not, no. Graduate visa is something that is based on a student visa. A student visa is about someone who has a degree from a British university. I think not. It's a different kind of route, different kind of scheme. But other visa statuses, quite possibly you can switch.
Great. And could you please tell us what the visa fee is for this visa?
Yes, I can hereby reveal that either for entrance or leave to remain, the fee is £822. But don't forget the huge IHS surcharge, which is now, I believe, is £1,035 a year.
Sure.
So you might need to take out a bank loan before you really think about this. This is per year. So if it's a 2-year visa or a 3-year visa, that figure needs to be multiplied by that figure.
Great. Okay, fantastic. Well, we thank you for today's vlog, and
I'd like to thank you for
one.
having me.
Thanks. See you later.
See you later.